Welcome back. As promised, Dr. John Bentley is here. It is Monday, and this is our Ask the Vet segment. Good to see you.
Thank you.
With your new haircut, too.
Yes.
Okay. We already have 2 questions, and let's get started with the first one, and here it is. This is from Deborah, Dr. Bentley. She says, how can I get a stray cat to warm up to me?
Well, that's a problem. Most cats, especially if they're full grown. When they're little tiny kittens, it doesn't take any time at all. You just trap them and hold them for 3 or 4 days. They're good to go. They're tame. Older cats that have been out in the street for a long time, you may never tame it. The best you can get is usually if you put the food down, if it'll eat, you just stay in the area while it eats, and then you just slowly get closer and closer while it's eating. Over several weeks to months, really. It takes a long time for a cat to trust you. And if you force it too quickly, if you lose patience, it'll run off and find somewhere to eat. So that's about the only way to do it, is you keep giving it a reward, let it know that you're not going to try to grab it or anything like that. Don't do anything to scare it, and just allow it to get used to you being nearby while it's doing something it likes. And after that, you can eventually get to the point where you can be around it. But it is very unlikely, in my experience, that you'll ever get it to where it's a lap cat.
Wow, who knew that cats had trust issues and they're so sneaky
very.
themselves? Imagine that.
They're thinking about what they would do in similar circumstances. It destroys the trust immediately. What can I say?
No. Okay, let's get to our second question. This is from Linda, Dr. Bentley. I have a 6-year-old poodle and her skin keeps breaking out. What are some alternatives to steroids for dry skin?
Well, it depends. It's probably not dry skin. It's probably allergies. That would be my guess. There are 2 other drugs that you can use other than steroids. Steroids are great. It's like the dermatologists say, if steroids had no side effects, they'd all be out of a job because they work great. Problem is they do have side effects long term. Short term, they're the drug of choice. They work great. Why use anything else? Long term, they have lots of serious side effects. They can shorten your animal's lifespan. So it is much better to use one of the other 2 drugs. One is called Atopica, and the other one, I'm having a senior moment. I cannot remember the name of it. It is a brand new drug, just came out like last year, I think.
Okay, so we're going to have your contact info so people can call you. Let me ask you this question as the weather changes. How important is it to wrap up especially your dog, how important is it to wrap up your dogs when they go out in the frigid air? Or is it even necessary?
It's Mobile. The air isn't frigid.
Okay. I'm glad you said, I'm from Michigan, so I get it. But at the same time, it has changed tremendously. It may catch you off guard.
That's true. But I wouldn't leave them outdoors in the cold, but just letting them out to go to the bathroom, that sort of stuff. They have hair. They have a built-in fur coat. So it's not going to be unduly stressful to them.
I don't know who's worse, adults or kids, because my kids, when they bundle these dogs up, I'm like, they have fur. They're fine.
Right.
Dr. Bentley, thank you. And as always, here's your contact information. If you have a question that we weren't able to get to, call Dr. Bentley, 251-476-2020, and we'll help you out. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Stay with us. We're going to check one more time on that breaking news we've been telling you about involving a high-speed